Nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars. Don't let them end.
Bienvenidos, worldwide fans of our planet's hottest entertainment with an edge from a galaxy far, far away. I'm Enfuego here, welcoming you once more to my namesake program, Enfuegotainment. Just call me Fuego for short, and I am back with further Star Wars canon coverage. I've been going through very extensively the novels and the comics, basically all of the supplemental material that fits in between all of the films, and I've been doing it in the actual chronological order. So yes, I am basically in that little sweet spot with, between the original prequels and between the original trilogy. So basically between 3 and 4, it's during this time period when Rogue One took place and when Solo took place, the other spin-off film. That's too bright, whatever. Anyway, this is a spin-off comic book that they did called Star Wars Han Solo, Imperial Cadet. It's interesting because at the end of this, they say to be continued, and to the best of my knowledge, they didn't end up continuing it, presumably because of the fact that the film was kind of railed on by Star Wars fans, and it actually got a lot more hate in my estimation than was really needed. I mean, it wasn't terrific or anything, but it was enjoyable. I had fun with it, and it was just interesting to peer more so into, like, Black Sun and some of these different criminal organizations and stuff. You get that really dope Darth Maul cameo at the end, and so, I don't know, whereas I was not very happy with it when I first walked out of the theater, upon a couple more viewings over the last few years since it was released, and, I know it's probably more so than anything the behind-the-scenes red tape of, firing of Lord Miller and bringing on Ron Howard, and so the fact that all of that was a public situation, I feel like people went in with certain expectations maybe preloaded to dislike, I would say. And I mean, this is, is it a story that needed to be told? A Han Solo origin, prequel story? Probably not, but, no, Star Wars at the end of the day has been absolutely god-awful aside from maybe a decent chunk of the prequel stuff, and I had fun with the film, and so just getting a little additional information about him when he is in basic training in the Imperial Navy, I dug it. I mean, you also have a cool little bonus in here. There's a one-shot that they did, getting some information about Tobias Beckett, and it's just a very short little misadventure. It's a one-shot, and it's a bonus that you actually get in this trade paperback as well. So the 5 issues of Imperial Cadet, and then you get that one-shot, which is cool. But, I mean, really in this, you're brought up to speed very quickly with him and Kira and just how they're trying to escape, this, garbage dump planet of craziness, and how, they're being locked away for, not doing missions properly for that nasty slug-looking crime lord woman. And yeah, within the first few pages, you're just breeze through the stuff that we get at the beginning of the film before he, has to escape through, all of those different, security places, and, Kira gets stuck behind, and he basically, out of necessity, has to enroll in the Imperial Navy, and we are quickly with him in basic training, and he's, running around on the front lines, and or excuse me, not the front lines, training grounds and stuff like that. He's got an asshole, drill sergeant of sorts who doesn't like him, and of course there's also another cadet who doesn't like him, and so it's kind of got a Top Gun mentality to it a little bit, I must say, where there's the asshole messing with him, and our lead has some swagger, but really there is somebody who befriends him. Her name is it's something with a K. I'm trying to remember now after having just read this. Kanina. That's right. So you have Kanina, and it's a woman who she also, just like Han, has somebody back on her home world that she cares about and has hopes to eventually see again, possibly get back to, but really more so than anything else, she is the yin to Han's yang in the fact that she is all about following orders, protocol, efficiency, basically all of the stuff the Empire is instilling into people since taking over the Galactic Republic and that whole rebranding after Order 66, and Palpatine just really showing his plan to the galaxy and stuff. And so she still sees a charm and a good heart to Han, even if his means are unconventional. I mean, these are all the things that, we grew to love this character about, and they're in spades in this. The artwork is very enjoyable. It's from, let's just run off some credits real quick. So pencils were done by Leonard Kirk. and you've also got ink from Kirk, and then Danielle Orlandini on issues 4 and 5, and then also some additional work by Corey Hampshire on issue 5, and then the color artist was Arif Prianto, and then the writer was Robbie Thompson. And so, I mean, it's a fun book, you know. It really, it doesn't take itself too incredibly seriously. I mean, you know, like I said, there is like a bully who is this Vassar, something like that. Anyway, he's the guy, he's the Val Kilmer, essentially, who is just messing, you know, constantly with Han, does not like him at all. He's the most talented pilot that they have. They do eventually get out in basic training, and so they're all trying to fly TIE fighters, and there is this there's this new superior that Han has. I forget his rank. I don't think he's like a general or anything like that. Maybe he is, but nonetheless, his new superior is somebody who sees something of himself in Han. He's like, I came from chaos, and the Empire brought me order. And yeah, so he has an affinity for him. He sees his skill, he sees his potential, and so after Han steals a TIE fighter and tries to escape, like while still, you know, at the ground level of training and everything, he basically isn't executed because of the fact that he does such a damn good job evading the other TIEs that go after him, disabling the security to initially steal it in the first place. So basically, his skill from flying around on that home planet of his, that dumpster planet, it's what saves his life and what actually gets him into the Imperial Navy, gets him flying TIE fighters. But of course, he continues acting like a snarky little butthole sometimes, and so he ends up having to get stuck down on, you know, cooking duties, and he has to you know, go on a freighter taking supplies as opposed to actually piloting, you know, the more exciting stuff like TIE fighters. And when that diversion occurs, they actually have a little just siesta of sorts on this pleasure cruiser, you know, this casino ship, and that's where Han actually encounters somebody who finds out that, yeah, there's a 200 credit price on his head, and he's like, only 200 credits, that's it? And yes, he narrowly escapes with his life and stuff, and then is indebted to Black Dawn because the person who was trying to kill him from back on his home world, yeah, he actually lets the cat out of the bag that they've been skimping stuff off the top during their smuggling. So I don't know, this is just my favorite period of Star Wars currently, and I just love just the kind of chaos that was still within the galaxy as the formation of the Empire was really trying to get that stranglehold on everybody, and how you've got, you know, you're good, you're bad, you've still got your separatists around, you've still got your smugglers and your bounty hunters, and so it's a very nuanced, interesting era of our beloved galaxy far, far away, and yeah, I dig this a lot, you know, and the fact that Han even eventually ends up winning over to a degree, you know, the asshole who's been messing with him the entire time, that they go on this actual real mission to take out all of these cannons, and it's one of those planets that the Empire, which at this time in the galaxy is just sucking every resource from these planets and then just either leaving them for dead, and with a dwindled, diminished population that will probably all die if they don't get the proper help, or they'll become refugees, or in some instances the Empire just destroys the planet entirely. And yeah, I mean, they're really just almost like the aliens in Independence Day, where they're going planet to planet and just like taking everything necessary as far as you know, just minerals and any sort of stuff indigenous to the planet that can help them with building huge just commanding structures, whether Star Destroyers or even bigger stuff like the Death Star that Krennic is working on at about this same time period too. So I don't know, I mean, is it one of the best that I've read? Is it Darth Maul, son of Dathomir, or you know, some of the Darth Vader stuff like Dark Lord of the Sith? No, but it's still enjoyable, and the Beckett little mission is fun as he's going around pretending to be like Beckett and his little crew. They have this little swindle that they do where the little pilot dude, who I think Jon Favreau voiced in the movie if I recall correctly, he's playing a card game, and then Beckett comes in and he's all hooded, looking like some ancient Sith Lord or something like that, and he acts like he's using the Force to choke a little pilot alien guy, and they just take all the money after everybody clears the bar out. So that's their little thing. And we also get some mentions to characters, including an appearance of the antagonist with that dope helmet that you see in all of the trailers for Solo, and that plays a pivotal role in the back half of the film. So you get an appearance of that character and kind of the initial sown seeds of these, stolen blank ID cards that, they're trying to use so that they can just freely go about the galaxy. I don't know, man. I mean, it's not bad stuff. I mean, you will probably be more inclined to enjoy it if you have an appreciation for Solo, the film, like I did. I didn't love Solo, but once again, to double down, I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as a lot of people initially thought it to be. And if you're a fan of all of this expanded canon, I think you will definitely appreciate Star Wars Han Solo Imperial Cadet. So, I've been Jaime En Fuego. Y'all can find more on all social media sectors like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube, just like you see it spelled below. It's where you can find me all over the interwebs and stuff. Here on Enfuegotainment, I'm less than like 30 subscribers from hitting a G, and when you cross 1,000, that's where a lot of new possibilities for YouTube open up to you. I do have a bigger channel that I spend time on as well, which I've been doing for about 6 years now. That's called The Horror Show, youtube.com/The Horror Show channel. That's where we do at least a video every day, whether it's a review of a film, television series coverage, video games, novels, comic books. We do a little of all of that, but also trailer reactions, unboxings. We've done comedy sketches, makeup tutorials, all kinds of different rad status stuff. So if you like the spectacular, that's where to go. But here on my personal channel, it's more the nerdtastic stuff. Lots of Star Wars coverage. As of this recording, tomorrow is May the 4th. Tomorrow is Star Wars Day. And I've been doubling down with some additional Star Wars coverage leading up. But since I relaunched this channel a little over a year ago, in early 2019, I've been slowly going through all kinds of stuff in that chronological order, as I mentioned. Here I have reviews for Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray, which is a terrific pre-Episode 1 novel. Lords of the Sith is another good one. The Tarkin novel is great. Just did A New Dawn because Clone Wars is about to end, and I'm going to be doing a comprehensive favorite episodes of Clone Wars show, and then I'm also going to be doing a ranking of all of the Star Wars films, yes, including the 2 Ewoks movies, the spin-offs, and the holiday special. So you can look forward to that on May the 4th. And yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of the proceedings for today. So I extend a grande gracias once more, and until the reel of Ka comes around once more, hasta luego, Cinemigos, constant viewers and readers alike. But I am hopeful that we get to share more of this Star Wars palaver sooner rather than later. And obviously, until then, may the Force be with you, boo!